Why do people judge open marriages more harshly than cheating? I'm 39F, married to my husband, 43M, for 20 years. Things have been good overall, but lately it feels more like we're best friends than partners. Sex isn't exciting anymore. We've only ever been with each other, and both of us are curious about experiencing something different. We've never cheated, even though we've had chances. Now we're both open to the idea of exploring with other people, more like friends with benefits, not new romantic relationships. We want to stay married and keep our emotional bond, just add some sexual variety. What confuses me is how people react. It's like an open marriage is worse than cheating. We're talking openly, being respectful, setting boundaries, yet some people seem more comfortable with secret affairs than honest arrangements. It makes no sense to me. TLDR, 39F/43M, married 20 years, considering a light open marriage. Curious why people view consensual openness as worse than cheating. Should I remarry if my son, 14M, is begging me not to? My husband, my son's father, passed away 6 years ago. My son, 14M, did 2 years of therapy and eventually said he was okay stopping. His grades, behavior, and overall stability looked good. 2 years ago, I met someone who also lost a spouse. Things got serious naturally, and we've been considering marriage. He has a 12-year-old daughter, and we both understand each other's loss. My son is polite to him, but avoids any real connection. My boyfriend respects that and gives him space, just occasionally inviting him to join outings. When I brought up the idea of getting married, my son broke down. He said he doesn't need another dad, I don't need another husband, and that my boyfriend isn't as good as his dad. He doesn't want us to move into my boyfriend's nicer, bigger house. He doesn't want another sibling. He can't understand how I'm moving on. He said he's never leaving me and that this is his house. It was emotional and painful. I'm torn. My sister says I'm the adult and can't let my son dictate my future. My brother says my son is grieving in his own way, vulnerable, and needs to be the priority, maybe even delaying marriage until he's older. I don't know what the right balance is between my life and his emotional well-being. TLDR, my boyfriend and I want to get married, but my 14-year-old son is devastated by the idea and doesn't want to move, except a stepdad or possibly a new sibling. Should I delay marriage for his sake or move forward and hope he adapts? My new boyfriend told me I can't leave him right after sex. I, 21F, have been dating my boyfriend, 20M, for just over a month. We had sex for the first time last week, and immediately afterward, he said to me, "Now you're never going to leave me." I'm confused by what he meant, especially since he said it right after intimacy, as if having sex somehow locked me into the relationship. He also said this during a previous conversation about boundaries. I let it slide then, but now I don't understand the implication. He has been asking me out for 3 straight years. Every time I reconnected with him as friends, he'd ask me out within a week. This persistence annoyed me, but I finally decided to give him a chance. We dated briefly 4 or 5 years ago, and he even admitted he still loved me while he was with a different girlfriend. My friends even describe his fixation on dating me as obsessed. Given his intense persistence and this strange comment immediately after sex, what exactly is he implying, and should I be concerned? TLDR, my new boyfriend, 20M, who pursued me relentlessly for 3 years, told me, "Now you're never going to leave me," immediately after we had sex for the first time. I'm confused by the meaning of this comment and worried about his level of attachment, which my friends call obsessed. My husband's tone triggers me, turning small reminders into huge fights. I, 29F, have been married to my husband, 27M, for a year and a half, and while there's a lot of love, our daily friction comes from my sensitivity to his tone. I get triggered far too easily when he corrects me or reminds me about something small, like saying, "Don't forget to lock the door." My brain instantly goes into defense mode. Why are you telling me that? I already know. It feels like he's talking down to me, even if that's not his intention. Part of me wonders if his tone is sharp or authoritative, but I'm self-aware enough to know the bigger trigger comes from me. I interpret harmless reminders as criticism or a lack of trust. Because of this reaction, small interactions quickly escalate. I get defensive, I pull away, and he gets frustrated, which makes his voice louder, overwhelming me. A tiny moment turns into an emotional episode neither of us wanted. I hate reacting this way. I don't want my automatic response to be defiance. I suspect past arguments have left emotional dents, and I also have internal pressure not to be seen as careless. I want to assume good intentions and respond like a partner, not a wounded version of myself. How can I train my mind to stop reacting like every small comment is a threat and break this cycle before it damages our relationship? TLDR, I, 29F, get instantly defensive and triggered when my husband, 27M, reminds or corrects me about harmless things, like locking the door, often due to his tone. My overreaction turns small daily moments into big fights. I want advice on how to stop interpreting simple reminders as personal attacks and assume good intent. My husband says my communication sucks and I just need to fix it. Why counsel? My husband, 40M, and I, 40F, have been married for 17 years, and he's at his wit's end over my lack of communication. He claims he always has to pull information out of me, that I don't share enough, and that he finds out things last minute. He even asked, are we like roommates? Are we married? He started the conversation by accusing me of caring more about animals than people, just because I shared 2 shelter posts on social media. He also complains that I text him instead of going to his basement office when I leave to pick up the kids. He says I can interrupt his calls, but honestly, I don't want to walk down there to tell him every little thing when I'm home most of the time. I suggested counseling, but he dismissed it, saying, I told you what was wrong, your communication sucks, so you can simply fix it. What do we need counseling for? He ignored my suggestion for counseling just for myself. The truth is, my lack of communication probably stems from his temper over the years. It's not easy talking to him knowing he could get mad, and it has severely distanced me emotionally. He claims all our issues are my fault, but it's definitely partly him. I really think we need counseling, or frankly, I want out. He acts like he's never at fault. How can I get him to understand that my inability to communicate is a symptom of a larger, shared problem? TLDR, my husband, 40M, of 17 years is furious about my lack of communication, which he believes is the sole problem. He dismissed my suggestion for couples counseling, saying I can just fix it because he already told me what's wrong. However, my reluctance to communicate comes from his long-standing temper, and I believe we need counseling to address our shared dynamic, or I want out. My husband hasn't worked in years, and I'm reaching my breaking point. I'm 45F, my husband is 50M. He hasn't worked in years and insists he's disabled, but no doctor has ever said he can't work or told him to file for disability. His old TBI and past seizures are well controlled. He sees a neurologist once a year and is otherwise healthy. Meanwhile, I'm the only one working. We're not drowning, but we can't save and rely on my parents for unexpected expenses. No vacations, no financial cushion. He spends his days smoking weed and cigarettes that I pay for, sleeping, gaming, and watching YouTube. He only started helping around the house after I threatened to kick him out. He has quit countless jobs over petty issues, and while his field is niche, I've encouraged him to try anything part-time, outside his field, whatever. He refuses. Says I'm pressuring him and that his health makes working unfair, but realistically it feels like he just doesn't want to work. He won't go to therapy, won't talk to his doctors, and gets hypersensitive and reactive anytime I bring it up. I'm exhausted and starting to wonder if staying means sacrificing the rest of my life. But I also fear that leaving makes me a terrible person if something is actually wrong. Do I keep supporting him even though nothing changes? Or do I end the marriage? TLDR, husband, 50M, refuses to work but has no medical reason not to. I, 45F, support us entirely and I'm burned out. Not sure whether to keep trying or leave. My girlfriend suddenly wants full abstinence until marriage, and I'm struggling with what that means for us. My girlfriend 20F and I 21M have been together almost a year. We're both Christian, and at the start we agreed we wanted to wait until marriage for intercourse, but we were both comfortable with foreplay and other forms of intimacy. She was a virgin, I wasn't, but we were on the same page. Over the past year, she's gotten deeper into her faith and was recently baptized. Now she's told me she doesn't want any sexual intimacy at all until marriage, no foreplay, no making out, no cuddling in bed, no overnights, nothing that could be temptation. She doesn't want to get married until she at least finishes her bachelor's, 3 years, but ideally after nursing school, around 8 years. I genuinely respect her boundary and her spiritual growth, but this changes the entire structure of our relationship. Physical affection is one of the ways I feel connected to her, and losing that for several years feels overwhelming. I'm afraid that even with good intentions, resentment could build up on my side, and I don't want to end up hurting either of us. I'm religious too, so I'm trying to balance honoring my faith, respecting her boundaries, and being honest about what I can realistically sustain long term. I'm feeling lost and unsure what the healthiest path forward is. Has anyone been in a similar situation? How do you navigate a relationship when one partner suddenly wants total abstinence for years? TLDR, my girlfriend 20F no longer wants any sexual or physical intimacy until marriage, which she wants in 3 to 8 years. I, 21M, respect her, but I'm struggling with how much this changes the relationship and worry it could build resentment. My girlfriend says I'm too harsh for telling her how draining her constant negativity feels. My girlfriend 27F and I 29M have been together for 5 years. I've always known she struggles with depression, and for a long time things were manageable, even good. But for the past year or two, especially this past year, things have really declined. At this point, most of our time together is either her venting, complaining, or saying she feels low. Even when we go on dates, she ends up focusing on something negative. On holidays, she finds something to complain about every day. Most evenings at home are quiet and heavy because she's not feeling great. I've tried to be supportive, but it's becoming incredibly draining. She's had NHS therapy and is on antidepressants, but refuses to follow up with her doctor about changing or adjusting the medication, even though she's clearly still struggling. I finally told her I wasn't happy and that I felt like we don't have fun anymore. I explained that I want to look forward to our time together instead of wondering when the complaining is going to start. I told her I feel like our whole relationship now revolves around negativity. She immediately shut down and said I was being unfair and holding her mental health issues over her head. She accused me of judging her for being depressed when all I did was describe how I feel. She said I was being too harsh and that she can't help it, so I shouldn't blame her. I don't want to abandon her, but I also don't know how much longer I can carry this alone. I'm trying to express that I'm burned out, not attack her, but she only hears criticism. Has anyone been through something similar? How do you talk to a partner about the impact of their mental health on the relationship without them feeling blamed? TLDR, my girlfriend constantly complains and focuses on the negative, to the point where it's draining all the joy from our relationship. When I told her how I feel, she said I was being harsh and blaming her for her depression. I'm not sure how to navigate this. My girlfriend is being manipulated by her ex, and I need to step in. My girlfriend 21F and I 21M have been dating for about 4 months and things have been great. However, her ex, Evan, who was once a close friend, is causing major issues. Evan is highly manipulative, faking ADHD, and using excuses for destructive behavior, and my girlfriend is one of those therapist types who keeps responding to his constant complaints. I try my best to be a great boyfriend, taking notes on her preferences and treating her well, especially since her past relationships have been rough. But Evan is getting worse. He's making her lie to me so they can hang out. He stays in my car when I drop her off, and he constantly tries to keep her close. Worse, Every time she's alone with him, she ends up crying. Our entire friend group knows Evan is a problem. We even staged an intervention to get him to agree to therapy, but he uses it as an excuse for his actions. He's openly discussed pursuing other girls, including high schoolers. My girlfriend refuses to let me intervene because she is too nice and hates conflict. However, every bone in my body is screaming at me to take action. He's dragging her down, and I fear I'm being too passive. Am I blinded by love, or should I finally talk to Evan seriously and lay down the law to protect my girlfriend? TLDR, my girlfriend, 21F, is being manipulated by her ex-boyfriend, Evan, who constantly seeks her attention, makes her lie to me, and leaves her crying after their interactions. I try to be the best boyfriend, but she refuses to let me intervene because she's too nice. I worry I'm being too passive while he actively undermines our relationship. Should I finally step in and confront him? My GF's family thinks I'm suspicious for thanking her cousin with a gift. Did I really mess up? I, 29M, had an idea for a Christmas present for my girlfriend, 27F, but it required some artistic skill, which I definitely don't have. Her 16-year-old cousin is great at art and doing an art qualification, and I've known her for years since my girlfriend and I have been together for 4 years. She's joined us for family outings, meals, etc. We get along well. Last month at a small family get-together, I asked if she'd help me with the gift for my girlfriend. She agreed and said she'd have it ready by the next family meetup, which was this weekend. Since it was the last full family gathering before Christmas, we all exchanged gifts. To thank her for taking the time to help me, I gave her a small present. Nothing fancy, just a simple thank you. Some of my girlfriend's family immediately reacted negatively. They said it was weird and suspicious that I bought her a gift. Even after I explained the entire reason, they doubled down and insisted I shouldn't have done it. My girlfriend doesn't think I did anything wrong, but the rest of the family has me second-guessing. Has anyone else been in a similar situation? Is there something I'm missing here, or is this just them overreacting? TLDR, girlfriend's teenage cousin helped me make a Christmas gift for my girlfriend. I gave her a small thank you gift. Some family members said it was inappropriate and suspicious. Not sure how to navigate this. My boyfriend wants a housewife, but treats me like a burden. Should I leave? I'm 22F, he's 25M, together 2.5 years. I have my own place and pay my own rent, but he insisted I move in with him because his job requires travel and he wants me to follow him everywhere. Basically a housewife setup I never asked for. Now he's complaining that I never show gratitude for him paying rent for both of us. Meanwhile, I still pay rent at my own place. I work, cook, clean, take care of him, give him massages, and cover tons of shared expenses. And in the past, when he was unemployed, I paid for rent, food, clothes, and even his business investment. He never acknowledged any of that. I apologized just to keep the peace, but deep down I feel disrespected. He insists on me moving in, expects me to act like a wife, but also acts like I'm using him. I want a relationship where I feel valued, respected, and independent. Right now I don't feel any of that, and I'm questioning whether staying makes sense. TLDR, BF 25M, wants me, 22F, to be a housewife and follow him everywhere. I still pay rent on my own place, contribute way more, and even supported him financially in the past. He complains I don't show gratitude and makes me feel like a burden. Not sure if staying is the right choice. My boyfriend seems to resent everything about who I am and what I do. I'm 26F, he's 27M, together 5 months, mostly long distance because of my career. He knew exactly what I did before dating me, performing, touring, recording, interviews, but now he hates all of it. He says it takes attention away from him, criticizes my friends in the industry, and says he doesn't get why I make the music I make. He's extremely private to the point of paranoia, didn't want anyone knowing about us, and didn't even want to be seen in public together early on. But my privacy? Zero respect. If I blur out a private detail in a screenshot, He calls it lying and says there should be no privacy in relationships. Intimacy is another issue. He wanted to wait until marriage, then changed his mind, then got angry when I had infections and needed time to heal, said sex is non-negotiable, and threatened to break up if I ever needed a break again. He also accuses me of being promiscuous because of my career and says I'm surrounded by men who would gladly sleep with me. Every fight circles back to the same themes: privacy, intimacy, or my passion for my work. I do love him, and he started therapy, but I'm struggling to see if this is fixable or if I'm just being slowly picked apart for being myself. TLDR, my boyfriend hates my career, distrusts me, wants total access to my private life while keeping his hidden, and uses intimacy as pressure. He's in therapy now, but I'm not sure if this relationship can be saved. My boyfriend compared our sex life to a yearly sex tally, and I feel sick. Last night, my boyfriend, 29M, a bit drunk, started talking about why we only have sex about once every 2 weeks, even though I, 29F, am the one who wants more. He also claimed I don't slowly seduce him enough to get him in the mood, which already felt insulting. But then it got worse. Out of nowhere, he asked how many weeks are in a year. I said 52. He told me to multiply it by 2. I said 104. Then he announced that 104 is the number of times he used to have sex per year before being in a relationship with me. I just sat there in shock. Now I feel disgusted, embarrassed, and honestly confused. I don't know how to interpret him turning our sex life into a math comparison, especially in a way that makes me feel inadequate. Was this just drunk stupidity, a huge red flag, or something deeper about how he views intimacy? What would you do? How do you respond to something like that without blowing up? Moved in with my BF, and now I feel like his maid. I, 30F, moved in with my boyfriend, 30M, 6 months ago after 2 years together, and I hate how things feel at home. I'm neat and organized, and he knew that, but living with him has made me feel like a full-time maid. I cook almost every meal. I do all the cleaning. I wash our laundry. He'll leave dirty plates and crumbs right after I clean, and when I'm vacuuming or mopping, he just sits on the couch watching TV. If I directly ask him to do something, sometimes he gets to it, sometimes he never does. Even the dishwasher is apparently too much effort. I've told him this feels disrespectful, and he'll promise to help more, but it lasts a week at best. He did agree to hire a cleaner, but once a week barely makes a dent when I'm still doing everything else. I'm starting to see this as a bigger compatibility issue. TLDR, my boyfriend is great in many ways, but treats me like a housekeeper. Talking hasn't changed anything long term. Is this something you break up over? I'm in love with a man who keeps me in limbo. How do I step back without breaking? I, 29F, have been involved with a 37M for about 2.5 years. In practice, it feels like a relationship. We're intimate, emotionally close, spend nights together, talk often, and share our lives. But every time I ask what we are, he says he cares about me but doesn't know what he wants. He makes no effort to figure it out. I'm always the one initiating everything: plans, conversations, time together. He rarely takes real initiative on his own. When he's struggling mentally, he tells me, and I give him space. But when he's in a bad mood, he can turn cold or even mean. There's almost no repair afterwards. He just moves on like nothing happened. I care about him deeply. He supported me through some of the worst times of my life, and that makes it hard to walk away. But I can't keep living in this emotional gray zone where I'm giving so much and receiving uncertainty, distance, or occasional cruelty in return. I don't want to cut him out completely, but I also don't know how to keep him in my life without losing myself. It hurts to let go of something that never officially began, but still felt real. TLDR, I love someone who treats me like a partner, but refuses to commit. I'm always the one trying. He can be hurtful, and I feel stuck in limbo. How do you emotionally step back from someone you love without cutting them out completely? How do I tell my family we're skipping Christmas without drama? I, 50F, have 4 kids, 25F, 22F, 19M, 18F. My dad passed 3 years ago, and since then my relationship with my sisters, 47F, 41F, has gotten worse. They've always treated me like the odd one out. After my dad died, my son, 19M, came out as trans, my oldest partner also came out as trans, and my second daughter came out as gay. Since then, my family has ignored my son's name and pronouns at gatherings, and we've basically been excluded from events, like Easter, where they celebrated without telling me. This year, my sister wants to host Christmas Day. But my family dreads these gatherings because of the misgendering, cold treatment, and overall tension. My mom is already guilt-tripping me saying we have to come. I want to tell them we're staying home for our mental health. The decision is made, I just need advice on how to say it without causing a blow-up. TLDR, family ignores my trans son and excludes us from events. We're skipping Christmas this year, but I need a way to tell them without escalating things. I'm in love with a man who keeps me in limbo. How do I step back without breaking? I, 29F, have been involved with a 37M for about 2.5 years. In practice, it feels like a relationship. We're intimate, emotionally close, spend nights together, talk often, and share our lives. But every time I ask what we are, he says he cares about me but doesn't know what he wants. He makes no effort to figure it out. I'm always the one initiating everything, plans, conversations, time together. He rarely takes real initiative on his own. When he's struggling mentally, he tells me, and I give him space, but when he's in a bad mood, he can turn cold or even mean. There's almost no repair afterwards. He just moves on like nothing happened. I care about him deeply. He supported me through some of the worst times of my life, and that makes it hard to walk away. But I can't keep living in this emotional gray zone where I'm giving so much and receiving uncertainty, distance, or occasional cruelty in return. I don't want to cut him out completely, but I also don't know how to keep him in my life without losing myself. It hurts to let go of something that never officially began but still felt real. TLDR, I love someone who treats me like a partner but refuses to commit. I'm always the one trying. He can be hurtful and I feel stuck in limbo. How do you emotionally step back from someone you love without cutting them out completely? His parents told him to choose between them or me after excluding me from Thanksgiving. My boyfriend, 27M, and I, 25F, have been together 3 years. We planned a full week in Chicago with his parents for Thanksgiving. Flights booked, PTO approved, everything set. 2 weeks before the trip, his mom suddenly said they couldn't host us because his dad's leukemia had worsened, something they never told him before. We shortened the trip to 3 days since we couldn't afford hotels. When we arrived, he avoided going to their house because his mom had been passive-aggressive ever since he said we couldn't stay the whole week. When he finally went on Sunday, his parents had another house guest staying with them, someone random, not close family, which made it pretty obvious that space wasn't the actual issue. They shut down his attempts at conversation, made him uncomfortable, and he left early. On the way back, his dad compared him to someone who moved home to be a caretaker, then told him outright to break up with me, that they don't like me, and that he needs to choose between staying with me in Seattle or going back to them. My boyfriend has a history of emotional/physical abuse from them, so none of this is totally surprising, but still painful. I want to support him given his dad's health, but I also feel excluded and unsure how to handle future holidays. How do we set boundaries as a couple when his parents clearly don't want me involved? TLDR, BF's parents excluded me from Thanksgiving, hosted someone else instead, then told him to break up with me and choose them over our life in Seattle. Not sure how to navigate future visits without harming our relationship. College stress is making me hurt my GF. How do I stop? I, 18M, have been with my girlfriend, 17F, for 10 months. It's my first relationship, and things were great until I left for college, and we became long distance. My major is demanding, I'm aiming for med school, and the stress has been overwhelming. Because of that, I've started taking my frustration out on her, picking unnecessary fights or snapping at her over small things. She feels drained and unhappy with how I've been acting, and I completely understand why. I've gone to counseling at school twice like she suggested, and while it helped a bit, it hasn't fully changed my behavior. A recent argument really made me realize how much my stress impacts her. I don't want to keep hurting the person I love, and I want us to be healthy again. TLDR, college stress makes me lash out at my GF. Counseling hasn't been enough. How can I stop taking stress out on her and fix this? Am I just as toxic as my ex, or is he still dragging me down? I, 32F, broke up with my 1-year-old's father, 30M, 5 months ago after a messy 2-year relationship involving cheating, abandonment, avoidance, and passive aggressiveness. Since the breakup, I've been trying to maintain a friendly co-parenting relationship, but it's been really hard because, honestly, I don't even want to know him anymore. He has been somewhat better. He takes our son sometimes, and he's even praised my parenting once or twice, but he keeps slipping back into being depressed, angry, passive-aggressive, and acting like a victim. A common issue is that he refuses to ask directly for what he wants. For example, when I'm dropping off our son, he'll hint at wanting help. Do you want to stay so I can cut firewood? When I ask him to be direct, would you like me to stay? He gets upset and says he feels like he's asking too much. It becomes this circle where I try to set boundaries or ask for clear communication, and he spins it into guilt, frustration, or blame. It makes me question myself. Am I being toxic by asking him to communicate clearly? How do you recognize your own role in a toxic dynamic? And how do you keep working on loving yourself when your ex constantly blames you or puts you down? TLDR, I, 32F, left my toxic ex, 30M, but still struggle with his passive-aggressive behavior while co-parenting. I ask for clear communication and he gets upset. Am I being toxic too? Or is he still dragging me into old patterns? Am I falling out of love with my 7-year relationship? I, 28F, have been with my boyfriend, 28M, for 7 years, and we've been living together for 2. For a long time, we both assumed we were heading toward engagement, but lately, I feel like the essential spark is gone. He's a good guy, and we love each other, but we haven't been intimate in months, and I miss the passion and chivalry we had when we first started dating. I feel like I'm the only one putting in effort. If I don't plan an outing, we never go anywhere. He's happy to hang out with friends, but if I suggest continuing the fun later, he's too tired. I've sacrificed my own sleep after working overnights just to spend time with him. This last year has been tough as he finishes school and works full-time, and while I've supported him emotionally and financially, he often neglects my own mental health needs. We get maybe 2 days off together, yet he still makes no effort to plan a date or even just cuddle. I'm tired of having the same conversation repeatedly with no change. I feel like I'm writing a manual on how to be his man. I don't want to cheat, but I can't help but wonder if someone else could make me happier. I need advice before making a rash decision. Is this just a rough patch, or is the lack of action a fundamental red flag? TLDR, my boyfriend, 28M, and I, 28F, have been together for 7 years and live together, but I'm questioning the relationship due to a serious lack of intimacy and effort on his part. I'm tired of trying to teach him how to be my man, and I'm not sure if I'm still in love. After 30 years, I finally realized I'm the black sheep of my family. I, 30F, grew up severely neglected and emotionally abused by my parents, M70, F60, practically raising myself since I was 9. I've always put in effort and even helped them out financially. Everything changed on my 30th birthday. At our family dinner, they told me they had no money and made me pay for everyone. They gave me no gift or card, and my mom called me an embarrassment for being single. That was the last straw. I realized they truly don't care about me. It's always about their needs. My older sister, 49F, is the clear favorite. She doesn't work and relies on my parents to cover all her rent and expenses. They won't even buy me a $2 coffee, but they pay for everything for her. Recently, I sent my sister $1,500 when she claimed she was broke. 2 days later, my dad asked her about money, and she lied, claiming she was starving. Despite me telling my dad the truth, they sent her more money anyway. I finally admitted, I'm the black sheep of the family. This realization is devastating and causing me intense emotional pain. How do you navigate these difficult family dynamics, especially when there's such clear favoritism and bias? TLDR, I, 30F, realized I'm the black sheep after my parents, who neglected and abused me growing up, made me pay for my own 30th birthday dinner, gave me no gift, and called me an embarrassment. They heavily favor my unemployed 49F sister, paying all her bills, yet they won't spend $1 on me. After I gave my sister $1,500, she immediately lied about being broke to get more money from our parents. I'm devastated and need advice on how to navigate this clear favoritism.